Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Hello, good to see you. So today I'm going to be working on a bit of a mass make, but of my own making. And it's to use up some of the scrapbook paper scraps that I've just raided from my stash. The reason I'm doing this is because I recently did a load of different things with my Tim Holtz scraps that I've been sitting on for goodness knows how long. I posted them up in the Facebook group and a few people were asking, oh, how did you do X, Y and Z, and they wanted to see a video on it. So here I am. So this is going to be a combination of a few different types of pockets, I guess, all using up scrapbook paper scraps. So if you've got anything, you know, like this lying around of any type of a paper, then, you know, get them out and we'll do something with them. So the first ones that I want to do are quite, you know, the simplest, I would say. So if I take this one, for example, which I'm hoping is straight, so we've just got this, you know, off cut. We're going to make gusseted pockets first of all. So where's my ruler? Here it is. So this piece is 5 inches across. Which I think is about right for what I'm going to do with it, and it's 3 inches high, which is just fine, so that is okay, but I think it wants straightening up, so just bear with me as I just pop it through the guillotine. Okay, I think that's fine as is, so we're now just shy of 3. Yeah, okay. So decide which way round you're going to have it. Now I'm going to have it this way, and I don't think it matters which way round I do it, but I'm probably going to go that way. And we're going to do a 1/2 inch on one side, a 1/2 inch on the other side, if I can go straight, and wherever your bottom is, I'm going to go just one to the left of a 1/2 inch because I don't think it needs to be as big as that. So what you get is you get this piece here, which folds over. So you've got this, and you've also got the bottom piece. So if you get all those folded up, okay, just move that over a second. So for the gusseted pocket, what we're doing is, if you can see, when you fold your papers, you get this little box. So we're going to snip off the corner, kind of like that. Okay, and we're going to do the same on this side. Oops. Like that. And just for good measure, I do like to do the top corners like this, just because I think it lays a little bit better. So you get something like that, so get rid of those. And then we're just going to, oops, send everything flying in the process of getting our bone folder. So I'm just going to give those a nice fold down, just to make sure they're in the right place. Like so. There we go. So what you get is, when you come to use it, you'll glue this piece, and this piece onto your page, and what it will do is it won't stick up, but it will just give you extra room. You basically have this nice gusset, you see, and if you want to, you can you know, put a thumb notch. So I will in this one. Oops, send everything flying. Oh, that's not quite in the middle. Let's try that again. There we go, that'll do. And that is your little gusseted pocket. So I'm probably not going to decorate too much up today, just because I do want to show you the different pockets that I've got. So we'll do another one like that that we've just done. with this piece, I think. Now this is quite a lot bigger. So this one is 5.5 by 4. So this piece ended up being 4 inches because it was 5 inches when we started, and we did a 1/2 inch on each side, didn't we? So this one will end up being 4.5 inches wide, which is fine, you know, for a normal journal size. And by the time we've done the gusset, it will be about 3.5 inches. So I think that's just fine. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then this one, because we've got a bigger piece, we might as well just stick with a 1/2 inch again. Now you can obviously, you know, do this with your scraps, and you'll get different, you know, pockets of all different shapes and sizes, which is absolutely fine because we like variety, don't we? So, you know, I'm giving you the measurements, but I didn't cut anything down to size other than just trimming things to make sure things were straight. So the measurements I'm giving you is just as an FYI. They're not, you know, it's not essential that you do them that size because, yeah, you can just have pieces be how you like kind of thing, you know. And if you start folding things and they're a bit bigger or smaller than what you want, then you can obviously just trim things down and rescore and all the rest of it, can't you? So don't get bogged down by measurements, just grab your scraps and you know, just go for it kind of a thing. And once you've done it a few times, you get more confident with looking at the scraps and knowing kind of what to do with it. So I'll just do a couple of sessions like this when I build up some scraps, and I just look through the pieces and say, oh well, that would make a good gusseted pocket, that would make a good XYZ pocket, you know. And of course this could just be the basis of something. Obviously you can glue this straight down onto your page as is, but what you can also do is you can also look to attach that to an envelope pocket or a paper bag or something that flips out, and this is just the start of you being able to, you know, to build on it, if that makes sense. There we are. So we have another gusseted pocket, slightly bigger this time. So I think we said about 4.5 inches across. So where's the other one? So there you are. Well, actually that looks kind of cool on top of each other, doesn't it? See what I mean? You can just, you know, build up. So I hope that made sense. I can always, well, I'm probably going to keep doing videos like this as I build up scraps because it is helpful to see things really. Just looking through my scraps. I've also got these bunnies, which, because they're this way, I would have liked to have done another gusseted pocket, but if I'm looking at where its feet are, that only gives me 1/4 inch. Otherwise I end up losing its feet. So I don't think I'll do a gusseted pocket on this one. We could always do gusseted sides and then have the bottom be normal, but I don't know if that would look really weird. Shall we just give it a go? So if I cut down, so I've got a bunny piece. Oh, that's way too long. That's way too much. Right, let's try something like that. Okay. All these scraps will get used at some point. Okay. So let's try a 1/2 inch. I like that there. Now this one is quite a lot wider here. I don't think we need all that. So I'm just going to go about here. And then I'm just going to cut off a little bit here. And this is a good way to show, you know, that's why you don't need to worry about sizing, because you can just do it this way where you're just taking it by eye. And then you can just, you know, cut things down that are excess and stuff. if that makes sense. Okay, so we would be like that. So let's try and just gauge where its feet are. And we can get a slight turn up, can't we? What we can always do is put some lace at the bottom when we come to use the pocket to disguise the fact that we're losing its little paws. Maybe. Let's try that. Where's my bone folder? Here it is. So yeah, this is all I was doing the other day when I was using my Tim Holtz scraps. For those of you who are in the Facebook group and you saw my photos, I made over 20 pieces. I made all sorts, which was really fun. Hey, that doesn't look too bad, does it? As a little pocket. So again, we can pop our thumb notch in. There you go, that would look just fine. There we are, so that's another one. So we've got 3 of those, fabulous. So let's do something else. So moving on from that one, so building on that idea, we can take slightly larger scraps perhaps. These are just some squares. So again, just for reference, this one is 4 by 4, so an exact square. And this one is just shy of 4.5 by 4, so not a square, but they're still, you know, sizable pieces-ish, still scraps. So let's start with our square first. So what I would like to do is a gusseted slanted pocket. So for this, we're going to cut, and you can do this with a pair of scissors, we're going to cut just across here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So keep that little scrap. So you've got this sort of triangle-ish. It's not a triangle, is it? But you know, this sort of slanty thing. And then we're going to do the same thing where we're going to put in our gussets. Grab that. Okay, so I'm going to do a 1/4 inch on these just because I don't want to lose too much of the sizing. So 1/4 inch there. Quarter inch here. And a 1/4 inch on the base. Again, measurements don't necessarily matter, it's just for reference for those of you who do want to know. So let's fold those in so we can see where our marks are. Like that. And then just like before, we're going to cut off our little squarey corners like that. And that's just to reduce bulk and have it lay nicely. And then we're going to fold this over. And then what you see is you see this piece. Can you see it's overhanging? You just cut that off. Like that. The other one is just fine. I just want to bone folder those down a second. I feel like I'm closing in on myself. I need elbow room. There we go. Like that. And like that. There we are. And once it's inked up and everything, stuck down on your page. And I can see here, so this is a good way to learn as well. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but can you see that little nub where the corner isn't quite right? I didn't quite cut it in the right place. If you see that happen, just come in a little bit closer. And just keep doing that until you're happy. but it really, you know, that's a tiny thing that no one's going to notice other than yourself probably, and me. But you know, that's nothing to worry about. So then you get something like this on your page. In the corner of your page, still got a nice big gusset, but now you've got a slanty version. And I really like these pockets. These are very popular. Just gonna... Everything needs inking, but I'm trying very hard just to do the interesting bit on video. So we had another one of those. So let's do the same thing again. There we go. All right, so again, we've got a nice big piece. So just gauging where we want to be. Think about that will be fine. Just get that corner. 1 second. Okay. Making scraps as we try to use up the scraps. That's the that's how we do it, isn't it? So again, I think 1/4 inch is fine. Again, I like this big pocket size, so I'm going to go with that. And on the bottom, oops. There are lots of videos out there. I should have said this at the beginning. What I'm doing here is nothing new. It's all been done before. These are just things that I've picked up as I've, you know, gotten more experience doing all this and using these papers and not being so scared to cut and fold things. So, you know, these sorts of things I've picked up from all kinds of people on YouTube. So don't feel like I'm doing anything new or I'm this genius who's figured something out. I'm not. Somebody else did. I just can't tell you at this point who that is because, you know, these are just things that you pick up as you watch different people and such like. I'm only doing this because, you know, it was a request in the Facebook group to see it. And for those of you who, you know, don't watch as many people as other people maybe, this just gives you a chance to see myself do it. Anyway, so I'm going to cut off that little bit that overhangs. And we've got another pretty slanty pocket with a gusset. So, you know, obviously we've only done a 1/4 inch gusset, so you're not going to fit something really fat in there. In the 1/2 inch ones you might have, you know, more room. But when you come to put your tags in, because it's slanty, if you get a tag that fits that space really nicely in the back there, the gussets keep it in place as well, so it doesn't slip and slide around as you turn pages and things. So that's partly also why we do gussets, but that's just something to think about. So there you go. Right, I'm going to do a paper bag pocket next, because that was one of the Tim Holtz ones that you know, I was asked about. Okay, so for this you'll need a much bigger piece again. Again, just for reference, this is 6 inches by just over 7. Again, I didn't cut anything down. This is just a scrap. And what I did, I got my paper bag. This is just like a sweet, retro sweet wrapper bag. I've got a few of these for my shop anyway, you know, for packaging orders. And all you do is you just grab whatever paper bag you're using or whatever it is that you're matting to check that you're going to get a nice size. So the paper bag is fully covered by this, and you've got some pretty detailing. That's probably the only things I would say to bear in mind for this one. Okay, so we've got our paper bag. Now I'm actually going to cut off this overhanging top. Okay, only for looks, not for any other reason really. And then we're just going to fold up the bottom of the paper bag, like so. And then what you get when you glue down these two sides, you've got a pocket here, and of course the whole thing is a pocket. I like doing these because they're really easy, really simple. And what I should have said is I folded it so that where's the, you can see here this ridgy bit, I've put that on the back and I've turned up this side, so we've got the ridging here. Where we're covering this up, you don't get this piece inside your pocket getting in the way of what you're putting in it, if that makes sense, hopefully. So, but you know, because we're matting it, it doesn't really matter that much, but you know. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to have a continuous pattern. So I'm just going to put that where I want it, and I'm going to grab my pencil and just make a mark big enough for me to see. So we'll get the width down first. Okay, so a nice big scrap there for us to use for something else. Yep, I think so. Could maybe come in just a tad more, so let's do that. Yep, that's probably fine. And then we want to grab the height of the paper bag next. So somewhere there. And we're going to come in just in from that mark. Nice scrap there as well. So you have this, which is looking just nice. Just going to take a little bit off the top of it. I don't do measuring, really. If you know me, you know that, yeah, I don't do measuring. I just like to do things by eye. But if you like to measure, you'll be a lot quicker than myself. But if measuring baffles you as much as it baffles myself, then you can still do this, because I'm proof that it can be done. Okay, so we've got this. This covers up, obviously, the whole entire thing. So what we're going to do now is just going to line that up next to it. And we're just going to find the end of our front pocket, make a little mark, and we're going to chop that off. Right, let's check that. So we're going to have this piece behind. So it's just covered up by the bottom of the front pocket. And then, does it go that way? I'm going to have that there, which I've done a little bit off, because apparently I don't do measuring very well. So what we can do is we can just put some lace along there. It's no problem. And so what we'll have is that we're going to have lace across, but essentially it's a continuous pattern. That's kind of what I was aiming for, but you know, adding lace is just fine. So I'll show you what it looks like. Now I'm just inking these ones because we are going to glue them down onto the paper bag. So, oops, I just shoved my hand in that. There we go. Okay, so let's glue the back panel down. So for that I'm going to use the Kalau, just because it gets a good surface area, there's wiggle room, etc. So let's do that. Oh, need to open it first, Justine. There we go. So I'm actually filming this on a Tuesday, where normally I film on Fridays only, maybe Thursdays. And the reason I'm filming today is because my husband is going off to have his wisdom tooth extracted tomorrow. And basically it sounds like he's going to be pretty incapacitated for, you know, the next few days. So I kind of feel like I need to be a good wife, so to speak, and you know, make sure that I'm available to him should he need anything. And so I'm just going to have, you know, do work on my laptop and such like, rather than, you know, have to disappear off in here for a full day. So if I'm a bit scatty, that's why, because he was supposed to have the surgery done, I don't know, like I think about a month ago, and it got cancelled, and so we're, you know, all rush to you know, suddenly have it done now. And we're going to Paris next week, so I really hope that he's not going to be in pain and stuff for too long, you know. But we'll just have to see, really. So I'm just coming down to the bottom, oops, of the paper bag, just where I got my measurements ever so slightly pinky, because we're going to put lace across the top of this pocket at the front, and that will just disguise that nicely. But it's still a very, very pretty bag. Now sometimes when you fold up your pockets, you might have a little bit of an overhang, so we'll fix that once we've glued the front. So we're just going to glue this. Hopefully the glue will come out. There we go. So just a nice thin bead of glue either side, like so. Just glue that up. And like I said, if we need to trim any excess, then we will just grab those bits there without opening the paper bag, obviously. So just, you know, be careful. Like so. And then, like I say, you've got a pocket in the front, and the whole thing is a pocket. And a great way to use up those sort of larger scraps. So all I'll do is I'll just put some lace across the top there, just to hide where, I don't know if my paper bag was just not straight or something weird going on there. But that would look just fine. So I'll do that in a second. For now, I'm just going to get another one done. If we've got time, I think we've got time. Because I was looking at this really nice green and thinking this would be a nice one. So this is obviously a much bigger scrap. But I'm thinking that will make a nice one as well. So just going to make my marks. Yep, and again just cut off the top of the paper bag, don't need that part. And just fold up. And to be fair, folding up the paper bag, I'm not being like, I'm not measuring how much I'm folding it up by, but they sort of come out about right. So I've got a pocket that's about 1.5 inches, but completely done by eye. It's not, you know, you don't have to do it that way. Right, I'm just going to bring it in. Like that. A bit more. Okay, so again, I'm going to do the same thing. So I want this. Why have I got those measurements really wrong? That's so funny. Anyway, we're going to put that up against here. And just find the top of your pocket. So we should have this piece for the top. I really think my paper bag is just not straight. So I'm going to have to put some like lace or something along there, but that's fine. And then this piece you can either put it all the way down, or you can have it be, or you can just chop the top off. I'm just trying to decide what I would like to do. Whether you want that continuous pattern or not. Because this is just leafy, I'm just going to go here. And then there's just one last pocket I want to show you after this. Slightly different variation, but just as easy. Okay, so let me just quickly ink that. Okay, and we'll grab the kalal again. Oops. I'll just maneuver that in place. So yeah, really, really simple, pretty pockets. And of course you can do this with digitals, other papers that you've got, tea-dyed papers, book page, whatever you want to use. I'm just obviously trying to use up my my scrapbook paper scraps as I make them, kind of as I make them, you know, trying anyway. And I'm just going to pop that at the bottom of the bag again, somewhere there, because I'll just put some crochet just across the top. But if you were better at measuring them myself, you wouldn't need to do that. You wouldn't need to put crochet or lace or anything, because that will add bulk. But if you do get the measuring wrong, as I often do, then you can just do that and it will be disguised. So as I say, I'll do that at the end of the video. For now, I just want to get another pocket in to show you. And then I'm thinking about doing a mini series on using up scrapbook paper scraps, because I've got little strips of papers, and I've just made some scraps, haven't I, just now by showing you this. So I feel like there's still like much more I can do to use them up. I need to go in with a little bit of extra glue, but again, we have that. So really, really easy. I hope that you like them. And then this one. So this one, I sort of started to do it and I just wanted to show you. So this was a bigger piece. Again, it was a big scrap. So this one was, it was about 9 inches across by 6.5. So I probably cut this one down to size when I was doing my mass makes. And all I did was I just tore, well actually I folded it in half, so the two sides met almost, and then I just tore this part of it. So what we're going to have is this nice big pocket that looks kind of, you know, rustic and everything. And I've done this before. I'm just going to cut the end off. So I'm wondering if I can grab another scrap that looks like this just to show you what I did. Obviously what I've just explained probably is self-explanatory, but you know, for those of you who prefer to see it, you might like to see it. So what I'll do is I'll just glue this one up, and then I'll just see if I can find a scrap that would look like this. So all we're going to do is we're just going to glue up the bottom edge. That's all we have to glue up on this one, because you've already got an edging here, and you've got this nice big opening here. Oops. didn't bone folder this one. Like that. What you might like to do as well is round this corner. Like that. I'm just trying to decide if I should be rounding this corner or not, but I think I'll leave it as that. So yeah, it's got a nice big pocket in there, and that will just go down straight on your page. So you've got another one. So I'll just see if I can find a scrap that looks like that. I'm sure I've got plenty. And then I'll take it from the top on that one. So I'll just hit pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got this scrap. So this one is 7.5 by just over 7, so it's just an offcut. And this one is the one we're going to do where we want to see, we're making this, this one. So I'm just trying to decide what I would like to see. So basically we're going to see both the inside and the outside. So I'm just going to fold it over and see what I think to that. Or maybe that. That's quite nice with the flower down here, but we would lose this. Okay, for this one, I think I'm going to tear this part. So we'll have this pretty gold detail and the butterfly, and on the inside we've got a little butterfly there, and that one will be a little bit more of a neutral piece. Okay, so what we want to do then is just fold it in half, roughly, because we can always, you know, trim things up. Like so. And then we're going to find the front part, so this part, this is the part we're going to tear. And just tearing a little bit at the top there. And then I'm just going to tear this way. And I'm tearing backwards so I can see what pattern I'm getting. And we're just simply going to tear it. And I love a torn pocket. You've seen me do lots of torn pockets. Okay. And then I think I just want to neaten up the top here. Like so. And then that will be another pocket. I think I'm just going to chop off the top just to make it a little bit neater. And so we have that, and I think that looks quite cool. Maybe a little bit bulbous here. So do you think I'm going to be able to just tear a slight part off of here? Let's try. Just felt a little bit bulbous. There, I think that will be just fine. So let's get it inked up. Like that. And then we're going to, once again, just glue the bottom edge. Sorry if I'm pulling things to me. There we are. Just thought bonus pocket idea, and you know, just as easy. These are some of my go-to pocket ideas at the moment, and we've got a few mass make videos coming up. Well, more mass make videos coming up, and oh, for this one I'm actually going to glue the side, because I've done on this one I didn't have as much. I sort of tore it down here, didn't I? This one I've come up further, so I actually need to glue up the side just here. Did a slightly different tear on this one. but that's fine. So yeah, just glue up the side there. And then we just need to do a little bit of trimming. Yeah, so then you have this instead. Yeah, and then I am going to round that corner again, just so it looks a little bit less harsh. And then we can just ink it up. And just bone folder that. Don't know if I've already done that. I think I've already done it, but just in case. I'm just trying to decide whether I should be rounding this corner. I'm going to see what it looks like. There we are. I think that looks nice with the rounded corner. I think because we went up with this pocket, because I was trying to keep the butterfly in. Hopefully you can see that detail. So that's that. Oh, not too bad as a length video. I wasn't sure how long it would take me to show you these. So we've got those two then. So that is a side, well, yeah, just a torn pocket, isn't it? So you'll just glue that straight down. We've got our paper bag pockets, which gives you 2 pockets in one. We've got our, and I just added some crochet and lace to those whilst I had you on pause, just to show that that finishes the edge off. We've got our 2 gusseted slanty pockets. Sorry about that, postman arrived just as I was trying to finish the video, and my dog goes absolutely mental at the door. So we've got the 2 slanted pockets, gusseted ones, and then we've got the normal gusseted ones, and we did a few of those. So I hope the video was clear. As I say, these are just, you know, things that you can build upon. These are nothing new. They've been done by plenty of people in the past. So if my video wasn't clear, just Google them. So Google paper bag pocket, slanted gusseted pocket, and torn pocket. I'm sure I've seen this on a video. So I hope that was interesting to see. As I say, we haven't decorated any of these up other than adding the lace. So you'll see these again as part of my forest and secret garden projects coming up soon. I hope that was helpful. I hope that was interesting to see. And I'll be back with more scrap busting videos as well, because I still have lots of scraps, and as per usual, we've also made a bunch of scraps in the process of making these. So I'll be back with some more ideas of how we might be able to use up bits and bobs. Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining me. I hope that was okay as a video, and we'll speak soon. Bye bye for now.